So one of the things that can really hold us back in our own kind of personal growth and development is fear. And one of the things kind of hidden in that fear is kind of a fear of embarrassment. We're afraid to try new things or kind of put ourselves out there because of fear of embarrassment. So I want to talk to you a little bit today about how you can kind of overcome this and move past this embarrassment. Now the reality of it is embarrassing situations are going to happen to all of us, and often these moments they fade quickly, but you can have sometimes uh, issues in dealing with them. And really, sometimes people really struggle to overcome these embarrassing moments, but you really don't have to really let these little slips really control your life. So I want to give you some tips on how you can move past the embarrassing moments. Because the reality of it is, we're all gonna have those times where we feel embarrassed, and so we need to have tools in kind of our toolbox on how to address that. And one of the first tips is really, just laugh at yourself. Stop taking yourself so seriously, and really just try to be the first person to laugh at your embarrassing moment. Sharing the moment with a trusted friend can also make it easier to get you kind of laugh through it. Another tip is really, give yourself some grace. I've talked about this before. Often, we're super critical of ourselves, so don't treat yourself so harshly. Give yourself some grace and compassion. You can acknowledge what happened and remind yourself that you're more than really that single moment. So, give yourself a pass. It's okay to not be so hard on yourself. Another tip is to really, really remember that was in the past. So you can't change what happened. So, thinking about it too much, what's the use there? So, focus on the now and stop really dwelling on the past. Another tip is really to let go of perfectionism. So often we're embarrassed because we don't do things perfectly. So sometimes you may experience embarrassment because you failed to live up to kind of a standard you set for yourself. While failure can be embarrassing, it's also really that opportunity where you're going to learn to grow. And so it's important to change your perception of perfectionism and be willing to take that risk and understand that there's going to be times that you're going to have that failure. Don't be embarrassed. Drop the perfectionism and really kind of embrace those awkward moments. Another tip is to stop apologizing unless it's necessary. So, if you did something wrong, then by all means apologize for your mistake and let it not lie. But if you're continually apologizing, you're only reminding yourself of that embarrassing moment, and it's really going to cause you to really stop from moving forward. So, again, apologize if it's required or if you've done something wrong, but then don't continually live in that moment and dwell on it. Move on beyond that. Another tip is really embrace kind of that feeling that embarrassment is normal. We all go through this. We all have this in our lives. We all have times that we feel embarrassed, and just because you had an embarrassing moment doesn't mean something is wrong with you. You're human, and being embarrassed is one of the many emotions we all have. So, uh, you know, understand that you're not abnormal feeling this way. Another tip is you're not necessarily who others think you are. So many of us really base our identity on what we believe others think about us. And the reality is that much of the time, other people aren't even thinking about us at all. So really, you need to put this in perspective and understand that people probably aren't spending a lot of time thinking about you or whatever you did that you're embarrassed by. So you keep that in perspective. Another tip is to really try again. You didn't learn to walk by, standing on the floor after falling. You got to get back up, and that's important here. So, learning lessons is understandable, especially when you're doing something new and unfamiliar with you. You're going to make mistakes, and you're not going to do it well. You're going to have that embarrassing feeling, but really, you need to try again. Keep moving through it. Even if something goes wrong, learn from it, and then keep your head up and just continue to keep moving yourself forward. Now, the next thing is a tip is to really, you may want to seek therapy. If you have issues in your life that you're really struggling to get past these embarrassing moments that are causing you a lot of difficulty, then you might fall into the category of someone that really needs to seek professional help. Professional help is going to be able to help you really kind of aid you in getting past these emotions and really help you process your feelings. That's really going to lead to a kind of a healthier, happier life. So, what are some action steps you can take right now? Well, really, take a moment, think about something in your life that's one of your most embarrassing moments, and really what happened. Let yourself Feel the feelings again for just a moment, and then see that it's a funny part and laugh. Really, kind of like I said, take a minute and kind of laugh at yourself and the silliness related to your embarrassment. Now, another thing is to look at the expectations you're putting on yourself. Now, answer this question: Are you a perfectionism or a perfectionist? Are you trying to live a perfect life? And really, it may be time to learn how to let that go. There's nothing embarrassing about imperfection, so it's okay to not be perfect. Another tip is to really spend some time with the close friends and laugh about your embarrassments together. This is going to help you kind of put in that light that it's not necessarily as big a deal as you probably made it, and it's really going to help you move past it and prepare you for future times where you're going to have those same feelings of embarrassment too. So remember, as you're trying to go through life, and we really encourage you to work on yourself. And if you continue to work on yourself, understand you're going to have times where you feel embarrassed. Remember these little tips that will help you get past those times and navigate those kind of difficult waters. So if there's anything else we can do for you, just let us know. Thank you.